How could you do such a thing? You had to draw another line.
I
That was
kicked
a recording.
the controller. It was on the ground. I kicked the controller and it brought up my Steam login page. Oh my god, this is take 6. This is not a bit anymore. I'm
This is no
losing
longer a
my
bit.
mind.
I hope we are never on a take 6
Oh
again.
my god.
Like we didn't have a catastrophic meltdown in the middle of it or anything. Like I don't even know what the first hint is. I know the intro Tom's going to give about this theory. I've heard
Oh
before.
no.
So if it sounds really fake when I'm excited about it, it's because this is my fourth time hearing it.
Oh my
Uh,
god. How is this
uh,
going so poorly?
I,
Oh, oh
I,
no.
I genuinely don't know.
I
I
didn't know.
genuinely don't know.
I did not. You said stuff you shouldn't have said, and then I made a plan that I really shouldn't have made.
And then
I had a whole bit planned, but then I learned things, and we can't use that bit anymore. We had to hit the button really hard.
we had to hit a button super hard. It was
Oh
not fun.
my god! I didn't
We are
know,
learning
Zach.
things
I'm
today.
sorry.
We so that's what we get for trying to do a good thing,
Oh
right?
no! Oh no! That's what we get for trying to do something good for the world. We should just stick to making. We
Research your
should just
charities,
stick
kids.
to
Sometimes you
memes.
read a very interesting Wikipedia article.
Who is? How am I supposed to know all the things about all the things? No, that's the second time. That's the second time I've tried to do a bit and found out that somebody's ruined it.
Hey, hey, hey.
Oh
Hey,
no!
caramba.
Oh no! Zach, we're doing a thing. It's a bad audio, Chaos Factory unhinged recording today. I I don't know what to do. I want to thank Cam in the Discord for sending this theory, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry that the intro to the theory that's really good that you sent it is so unhinged.
It's such a train wreck for what it's like you said. This is a really good theory, and I
Are we
can't wait for
recording?
take 18 where I figure out what the theory is.
Oh, oh man, I'm really excited for take 9. Oh, wow, what a disaster. Holy crap. That was fantastic. Oh my god, this is the funniest day of my life.
Oh
Uh
my god!
Cam, I
Wait,
also want to apologize. I sent you an email. By the way, you can send in your theories to the email in the description, and you can come and join the Discord if you want to be cool like Cam from Australia. That's Ryle Plume in the Discord, who is baller and very funny. I've said that 5 times.
many a time, and I agree.
I sent.
And I will say you can also join the Discord. It's a lot like this. We were just as unhinged, and we rambled just as much. So if you're listening to this and it's like, oh, this is great. This is the content I came here for. You should absolutely be in the Discord.
It's this, except instead of for the next like 44 minutes or whatever this is gonna be, you're Sisyphus and we're the boulder. Cam, I want to apologize. I had a really funny bit planned. Cam said in an email to me, quote, love you both. Keep putting together amazing content. Pun and let's say phallic humor, especially.
We love a good phallic joke around these parts.
And I was so ready to go. I had such a good bit planned, but I need to research the bit more, I guess. And I'll do it in the next video.
We'll find a more suitable charitable venture for your beautiful, wonderful scheme.
And it'll still be dedicated to you, Ryle Plume. I'm sorry. I'll dedicate it to you in the next video. I'm sorry. Oh no, I'm so sorry. God, what a disaster. I'm having trouble breathing. Zach,
Usually you gotta wait till 45 minutes into our video for us to have lost our minds this much.
I gotta write the first prompt, okay? It's 11:16 at night. I gotta write the first prompt down. There's still a very real possibility that RIG or Captain Time just rocks into the recording at some point.
Yeah, I mean, Captain Time just messaged that he's watching something, so maybe not. But we did invite them to literally just pop in, so that'd be really funny if they just what?
Oh my god, what a wonderful, wonderful day. Okay, all right. Are you ready, Zach? I'm gonna write the thing.
I was born ready.
Lord Leighton's locked atop his tower with his mad maid. What does this say? Consulting books of spells. Samwell 5, A Feast for Crows.
Oh my God! It's a Hightower theory. This is where not paying as much attention as I should have later the books go on in the series is gonna bite me right in the minute mark are we ass.
Bite me right in the what minute mark?
Yeah, I saw 6 and we're good. Okay. So here's the big thing I know about Old Town. That's where the Ironborn are going. That's where Euron Greyjoy is going. So maybe that's a correct tree to bark up.
I'm gonna grab him right by his 459s.
What was that?
I said I'm gonna grab him right by his 459s. Oh, now your turn. Do a joke like that.
I'm gonna 326 you into next week. Hold on. This feels wrong. Hold on. Let me just look at the number and make sure there's nothing horrible associated with it.
Oh no.
It's a company. It's an area code. Wait, what area code is it for? It's it's Ohio. Okay.
What a cluster for.
Cluster 4 and 1 with a 0 in between.
What a cluster 401.
401. I'm just getting 401k stuff. Remember to invest your money into things.
Yeah, crypto.
Don't do that. Okay.
YOLO.
Modern Littlefinger has like some sort of like an FTX style scheme set up.
Hello, and welcome to our financial advice podcast.
Welcome to our financial advice podcast. You should probably have money. That's our financial advice.
Have money.
Try to not lose it. If you can get more, that's good too. This is our financial advice for the evening.
May I advise the Luxor Casino?
I do love the Luxor. It's have I gone on a long-winded rant about how much I love the city of Las Vegas before? Because I'll do that.
You know what? Why not? Go ahead.
Las Vegas is my favorite city on earth. It has free public transit that is privately owned. I think I might have mentioned this in a previous video because there's a monorail that goes in between the different casinos.
That's not
it's owned by
transit.
the company. It's technically anybody can get on it. It's private public transit. Anybody can use it.
That's just transit.
It's just transit, but it's free. I guess it's free private transit.
That's just a car.
I'm a big public transit person, and I just think it's funny that they've like somehow backwards long jumped into having a rail system by not funding a rail system and just letting a casino do it. The casino just wrapped its arms up and said, "Fine, whatever."
Okay.
Uh,
Zach,
you're getting your commuter rail episode in bits.
you're gonna have to string it together. Somebody please supercut all the commuter rail bits.
Next theory, I'll go on a long-winded rant about SEPTA lines in Philadelphia.
Oh
Uh,
man.
SEPTA
Zach.
lines, of course, is a member of the Faithful Seven.
Oh no,
Uh,
okay, Zach, I can't. We're on take 6. I can't do it. Come on.
okay,
Come on. We gotta
Lord
do
Leighton's the
this.
Hightower. He's the old man of like House Hightower because he's old as hell. There's a mad maid, which is, I believe, his daughter, who might do some weird mystical nonsense. But we don't really know a ton about the Hightowers in the main A Song of Ice and Fire books in that era because they're only really mentioned. They haven't shown up yet, as far as I'm aware. Any of them, I don't think. So we know a lot more about the Hightowers in the Fire and Blood period. We know, of course, about Otto Hightower and Alicent and plenty of other Hightowers of that era we know more about than our current Hightowers. And
Yeah,
we know that they
there's a
still
ding in there.
control.
You can keep rocking, but there's a ding in there.
That we know that they still control their ancestral lands from that point, in spite of all the warring that went on. And you could even technically argue, if you want, that the Greens lost, which is a totally fair argument, considering.
Spoilers.
Whoops! I guess you could argue that the Blacks lost also, but I guess you could argue that the war was entirely just a pointless waste of life. But they make it out relatively in the long term fine. They obviously, I mean, like, obviously they don't have a massive coup power play that lasts for a very long time because we don't hear any of that in The Song of Ice and Fire. And they have regional power at best. They are pretty tight with the Tyrells because the Tyrells, like, immediately upon hearing that Euron's going to go attack the Shield Islands, are like, yo, tell the High Towers, get Leighton on this. It's not uncommon for Targaryens to wed High Towers. So yeah, that's true. Targaryens have married High Towers before, and High Towers have a lot of prestige with their connections to the Faith of the Seven, who are located in Old Town, as are the Maesters. Those are, powerful connections to have. So, and it also means that it's very easy, presumably, as a High Tower, to get some well-rounded education. And that is, like, worth its weight in gold, almost literally, in Westeros, because the king needs a small council of the best and brightest that the kingdom has to offer. And hey, if you were raised surrounded by priests and maesters, and also merchants go to Old Town quite a bit, that's like so much experience that you could pretty much fall into any small council role, except maybe the military ones. And hey, it's not a bad place for military learning either, because the Tyrells are some of the most knightly knights there are in terms of like classic combat training. So you get some like high tower privilege from being born in Old Town, I guess is how I put it. They're a very interesting house. I'm glad we learned more about them in Fire and Blood.
Yeah, me too. I am excited to see what the show does with them. Because there appears to be, like, I hesitate to use the phrase high tower conspiracy, but like there is, right, in the show, yeah. There appears to be some like coordinated effort to move toward the throne by members of the Hightower family. Not just Otto, but also Otto's older brother, Hobart, I think.
Yeah. I believe that's the name. Yeah. But yeah, we see there's even like internal Hightower disputes, which makes sense because, like I said, being the Lord of Hightower is prestigious as all hell, and your kids will want for nothing. And if your kid says, "I want to be the best swordsman possible," they can. And if they want to be like the smartest they can be, they can, et cetera, et cetera. And so, getting as much power you can in that area benefits you and everybody around you. So, of course, there's going to be internal power struggles too. I've refreshed my memory by looking Leighton up on the Wiki of Ice and Fire, and did notice something quite interesting about the man, which is, oh my god, for a character who is like mentioned very, very briefly multiple times, he has so many canonical children. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 kids. From 4 wives.
He got 10 kids.
Which presumably means that this theory could be about, especially with the marriage thing, the wedding over there, could be about some of his previous wives. Is that a good avenue to poke down?
I should think so.
So currently he's married to a Florent, which actually makes a wide and interesting series of connections, because the Florents are married to goddamn everybody, including Stannis, who is married to a Florent, and Randall Tarley, who is married to a Florent, meaning that Sam and Stannis are related. And it's a weird little family reunion when he shows up to the wall. And if ever there was to be I don't know, another Florent sent there, maybe like Edric Storm, who's also a Florent, like that would be another family reunion.
Ding, by the way.
There's so many Florents. I would love to talk about how the Florents seem to be like decent at the marriage game. Like so many crucially important pieces on the chessboard. Like Randall Tarley is a pretty well-respected military commander. And like Stannis Baratheon is a pretty well-respected lord in a very powerful position who almost became king, little wildfire notwithstanding, or I guess withstanding, rather. And like that just is like what we know of their marriage game. We have presumably a lot of history in the past where they were even better at it.
You got a ding a little while ago.
That was...
While we know the identity of Lord Hightower's 4th wife, Rhea Florent, we do not know the identity of his first 3 wives.
So, I guess trying to whole shot it here, we're speculating that one of them was a Targaryen. Interesting. And the Mad Maid is like his second born, so that would probably be his first wife, right? So Melora Hightower is a Targaryen. I'd love to see the evidence. Let's try and whole shot it here, right? Who are the Targaryens? So this guy is... we don't know how old. We just don't quite know how old he is. So we could try and work backwards from how old his children are. But the only thing we know about his eldest, Baelor Hightower, is that Oberyn calls him Baelor Breakwind because he farted once. You fart one time, jeez.
I mean, Zach, can you hear me, or did I peak my mic so hard it's never coming back?
You peaked your heart so hard that it's never coming back. Please don't tell me there's a Baelor Breakwind. Wait, it's a Targaryen name.
I mean, you just like you.
And Breakwind, it's a joke on Baelor Breakspear, right?
You didn't hear me lose my goddamn mind.
No, I did not. I talked over you, losing your mind, which is going to be a fun thing for our viewers.
But the folks,
oh my god! Yeah, he's named Targaryen JFK himself, Baelor
Oh
Breakspear,
no!
and Oberyn, who would know a Targaryen because notably his sister, who he loves more than anybody, was married to one. And in fact, actually, it was Elia who farted in front of.
Oh no,
Uh,
Zach, you sound like a robot. No,
I sound
come
like a
back.
robot. Oh no!
You do.
Am I?
You
Am I
sound like
good
a
now?
robot.
I sound like a robot. Hold on.
Yeah.
Do I continue to sound like a robot?
You sound better. Keep saying words while I look for like the
I'm,
5 things you just got.
I'm saying words. I can't believe this is a Baylor a Breakwind theory. I can't believe there's a fart baked into this theory.
Oh no, where'd it go?
Uh,
Oh, where'd it go? Oh yeah, I mean, hang on. I mean, that's not a piece of evidence. That's one of the conclusions. Fuck it. Baylor Hightower is named for Baylor Breakspear. Yeah, that's one of the conclusions. And this is one of the things that got me interested here, right? This is interesting. Because why name children after Targaryens if another let's see, hold on. Tick, 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 tick. Come on, Tom. Hunt faster. Oh no. They're all in here. Okay, I guess I gotta just say it. I can't find it. I wonder if I deleted something. It is very common for individuals in A Song of Ice and Fire to be named for ancestors.
true. I should note that's not like categorically.
Uh-oh, did we lose Zach? Uh-oh. Oh no. Zach, I don't think I can do a take 7. Oh no. Hang on, maybe this will help. Oh no. Oh, uh-oh. 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 Zach says, hold on. Uh-oh. What a disaster. Hang on, let's see how many Among Us's I can get in
Hello.
by the time he gets back.
Can you hear me?
It turns out I could only get one Among Us in while I was waiting for you.
Your stream went down.
Yes, I killed the stream because I was afraid that was what was causing the problem.
I mean, we'll find out, right?
Yeah, you seem to be sounding good now.
My whole Discord hard disconnected from everything.
Okay.
So that would explain things, I suppose.
Okay. All right. So it's very common for individuals in A Song of Ice and Fire to be named for ancestors and relatives, right?
Yeah, it's very common, and I should note, like, there's instances where we know that's not the case, but it's there's often another explanation. Like, John is not a like well-known Stark name, but we can guess where it came from because uh, Ned Stark was a ward of Jon Arryn, where it is a very common name in the Vale, and that makes sense. Whoa, I'm going to name him after my like godfather, basically. And we also see the phrase who take whatever name like is like popular with the people higher up on the food chain than them. That's why you get Rhaegar Frey, and then not long after Robert Frey is they are trying to like uh, impress people in ways that are very very lame and dumb. You need to share your stream again.
Are we risking it again? Okay, here we go.
We're gonna tempt fate. We're gonna tempt fate.
Screen, go. Boom. There
Go,
you
go, go, go,
Disaster.
There we go.
Am I still
Okay.
recording? I am. Good.
Good. Seems good. Okay.
So, and like, there's an interesting sort of. It's interesting, right? That
Well, we have
there
no
are Targaryen names in the Hightower family.
And we have no evidence that they are an exception to that. Like it's usually ancestors' rule, right? Usually, like there's a clear reason for it. Like George R. R. Martin is good at giving names that fit with where the family's coming from, pretty much. And we have no history of Hightowers giving like Frey-esque vanity. Like I don't know if vanity is the right way to put it. Like keeping up with the Joneses sort of names that the Freys have is a very unique quality to them. Uh, the only reason I could think of for Baelor being the name of a Hightower is if he had a recent Targaryen ancestor, possibly his mom.
So,
Uh,
you ready?
yeah.
Try to place him. Who is Baelor Hightower's mom?
So
Start at Baelor, break spear, and work out.
Start at Baelor, break spear, and work out. Oh goodness.
Yeah, I think this is in here somewhere. My phone is not doing so hot. I believe Leighton Hightower is known as the Old Man of Old Town. That might also help you. Because I don't believe we know how old Leighton Hightower is, but if we're looking for his first wife, that might be that'll be useful information.
Yeah. Interesting. So Baelor's line dies out from the Great Spring Sickness.
Correct.
After he gets accidentally murked by his own brother. Or is it an accident? Well, yes, it is. But very likely accidentally murked by his own brother. Was his wife at Summerhall?
I don't know what happened to his wife.
So,
but that's not who I'm looking for.
Interesting. We know Raelle is the mother of Stefan Baratheon, who is the dad of all the Baratheons that we get to know and love. Shera Targaryen is Aerys's and Raella's mom. With Jaehaerys too there. I'm trying to think. I'm starting at Aegon the Fifth. Is that a bad place to be at?
Oh, that's a great place to start.
So interesting. There is Duncan Targaryen, who has, as far as we're aware, no children, unless Duncan and Jenny had kids, which is possible, but has never quite been insisted upon as a fact before. So it'd be a weird thing to use a tentpole as your theory. And
yeah. If we're playing hot or cold, you're very warm.
We don't know who Darren married.
Not who I'm looking for. Go a step back up the chain and see who else is up there.
Okay. There's Sarah, and Raelle, who are his only two daughters. There is Jaehaerys II, who had just, I thought, the two kids, Aerys and Greyella.
Yeah. Oh, one additional step up the chain, please.
One additional step up the chain. There's no steps up past Dunk, is there? Unless it's Aegon himself had a like bastard or something, which feels like something he wouldn't do considering how much damage he saw bastards do to his realm.
Uh,
I'm not quite sure who you're supposing here.
uh, do you click on the thing for Aegon the Fifth?
Yeah, I'm on. I have Aegon's lineage pulled up right here.
Now click on his
I'm going
father.
click on his father. Oh, that's what you mean by one thing up. His dad, Maker.
And there should be a section that says issue.
Yes.
What
Oh,
does it say?
there's Della, Della Targaryen.
Ding.
Issue, issue.
Dale
Yeah.
Targaryen was the sister of Aegon the Fifth and Maester Aemon. It is how do we say? She was married later in life.
And had children.
It is not known who her children are.
Yeah, but we do know she has children. It's wow, what a footnote to dig up. I would not remember this, but I'm reading the footnote here on the wiki. And Maester Aemon wonders if, when he dies, he will hear her sing to her children.
Oh, ding.
Uh,
When Maester Aemon is on the way back to Old Town, he wonders if he will hear Diella sing to her children again.
the crazy thing is, I don't remember that being in there, and I was rereading quotes from that scene in particular. I was finding quotes from that scene for another theory, for an entirely different theory.
Oh my gosh.
Uh,
There's some
so
scenes, there's some like moments in the series that are really theory rich.
there's a lot of textual richness to them. Yes, I agree. That is definitely one of them. It's I also like. We may have mentioned this in another episode. Maester Aemon's one of my favorite characters. He's so like brilliantly written. I was actually rewatching with my roommates last night the Watchers on the Wall episode of what was then not quite the Bad Dragon show, and Aemon, both in on the page and on the screen, steals every single scene he is a part of effortlessly.
He's like his actor is just so good.
Yes, Peter Vaughn, I believe, rest in peace. He died like almost right after his character did, very tragically. But like, man, what a way to end a career, right? Way to go out on your best role. Not a lot of people can say that.
Yeah, way to go out right when Game of Thrones was getting bad.
Oh yeah, you know what? He didn't have to sit through a single terrible episode.
Yeah. All right. Okay, Zach. We've talked about some interesting things here so far.
So I kind of like this a lot. Leighton plus Della equals at least Baelor and possibly the Mad Maid also, because he's got 10 kids and 4 wives, and presumably there's a split between who gave birth to who. Also, like logistically, it's really hard to have somebody give birth 10 times and still be able to like live in medieval times.
And like this man,
or walk, or do anything.
This man is referred to as the old man of Old Town. That implies very heavily that his first wife, like it implies that he is in his 80s at least, right? In his 70s or 80s. It said that he hasn't descended the steps of the tower in a decade or more.
Yeah, he at the very least he's like got to be in his early 70s, right? We would think. We can only speculate.
And Maester Aemon is 102.
Yeah, Maester Aemon's 102, and that's his sister, who he's referring to.
Yeah.
Who is married to him potentially, which we're standing on top of a piece of theory already here, but
Well,
entirely possible that he's
yeah.
in the right age range. It's entirely possible that he's in the right age range to have married her.
We're just
She might have been a
establishing
little bit older than him, but
the
that
timeline can work.
yeah, and she might be a little bit older than him, but like age was not the primary consideration in these matches. Fertility is. So that's not necessarily a mark against that being a possible match.
Also, he appears to be dabbling in magic, so he could genuinely be 100. Like, he could actually be 95.
I mean, that also is entirely possible.
Yeah.
Uh,
Which would make his daughter, the Mad Maid, like 70.
Also possible. We don't have an age for her.
No, we do not.
But we know
We also don't have a parent for her.
We don't. And also, to be old enough to be considered a maid, she has to have been unmarried for a considerable amount of time. People say like maiden and maidenhead all the time, but you don't become like, it's like an old spinster type thing. I don't know if it's okay to say spinster in 2022. Is that no longer cool?
In the comments below, please explain why that's not okay.
Yes, we only want to learn.
I want to note. I'm not asking you to fact check. I'm asking you to explain why it's bad.
It says derogatory and dated on Google.
Oh no!
So, it was a very old, antiquated term for an old woman who never married, as if that was a bad thing. Which, like, hey, if you don't want to get married, don't, like. Obviously, it's probably worse to get married when you don't want to.
Yeah,
and
the term we use now is bad motherfucker.
Yes. I had a joke that I'm gonna not say.
Zach, I can't do a take 7.
We can't do it. We can't do a take 7.
Okay, we've talked about some interesting things here, right?
Yeah.
We have discussed most of the things in the theory. Most of the relevant things in the theory before the present. In the history of what we're talking about. There's a couple of more, like there's some let's see, there's some thematic parallels with Alicent Hightower, who named all of her children Targaryen names. There's a couple of other thematic things. But that is most of the things before the main series. But there is more in the future.
So, speculating about the Mad Maid's place in the story, perhaps, or so.
I just got a big grin on my face.
So, should I say the name Quaithe? Should I say the name Quaithe?
Dingish?
Dingish. Because, like, the Maesters have, like, glass candles and stuff everywhere.
There's the ding. There's the ding. Go ahead.
Like, if you need to appear in people's dreams and control people and all that, or like message people, being an old, intelligent, very like trained person in magic, which is exactly what the Mad Maid is. Like, all we know about the Mad Maid is like she's pretty much described as like being like, fascinated and interested in magic and potentially using it. A glass candle's got to be on. Like, if a carpenter showed up without a saw, that would be unprecedented, right? And if a person who uses magic in A Song of Ice and Fire didn't have a glass candle, that'd be unprecedented also. Yes.
What did you say? What did you just say?
Imagine if you're a carpenter and you don't have like a saw or like a hammer, right? Those are the most common tools you'd have as a carpenter.
Sure.
If you're a person who uses magic in this universe, you probably have a glass candle or something of its a similar sort.
What about Melisandre?
Melisandre uses her psychic soul-eating energy. We've established this.
She also doesn't do magic very much.
No, she mostly horribly misinterprets prophecies, which she might also be creating, and gives birth to shadow babies, which might be her eating people's souls.
My God, I can't believe how hard you hole-shotted this theory.
Is it so? Is it Quaithe? Is it that the Mad Maid is Quaithe?
No.
Interesting. Is the Mad Maid sending messages to Daenerys, though?
Yes, that is one of the jumps, right?
It's not inconceivable that if the Hightowers have some Targaryen loyalty, and you know what? As far as we can tell, I'm pretty sure they were Targaryen loyalists during during Robert's Rebellion.
That's a dig for sure.
The Tyrells fought in support of Robert, and as far as we could tell, other than like maybe the Florence, and even though I can't be sure about that, might just not be true. Like we don't know of any like major like people breaking with their own lords in the Reach.
Sugar. During Robert's Rebellion, the Hightowers remained loyal to Aerys II.
And we know the notable like this person didn't follow their lord, like John Connington is from the Stormlands. He was sworn to Robert, and because he was Hand of the King, he fought for the Targaryens as loyalist instead of his liege lord Robert.
So, what is the jump from here to here?
Am I missing a piece in between?
Not really.
I'm missing the next logical step.
Yeah, I think so.
Does our friend Euron Greyjoy make an appearance?
There's no Euron in this theory.
Well, there will be, because he's sure as shit showing up to the Hightower.
Yeah, there is conspicuously left out of this whole business. I added a few and changed a few, just to streamline it a little bit. But I did not. I forgot that Euron is knocking on the door right now.
Yeah, that is something that will happen in the Winds of Winter if we're ever lucky enough to have our grandchildren read it to us. And peculiar. So for what purpose, right? Daenerys has dreams that give her warnings. Daenerys has all sorts of like dreams and visions that inform the decisions she makes. This theory is positing that the Mad Maid might be behind that.
I mean, Zach, string it all together. Zach, you got it. String it together.
For what purpose? If she's a Targaryen loyalist, she's probably trying to get her to come back and take the throne.
Boop, boop, boop.
And
the Hightower house words are, "We light the way."
So they're guiding Dany back to, because I mean, part of Dany doesn't want to go back sometimes. She thinks about this. And like she could just be a really good queen and marine. And she could just be a really good Khaleesi before that. Am I incorrect in saying that sometimes she kind of feels somewhat contented with where she's at?
Yeah,
I believe I remember this from Dany chapters.
I think that's a fair pull. I think it actually compares. It compares thematically to Jon, who feels this pull back to Winterfell, but denies it, right? He denies that pull.
Because
Daenerys,
he's a man sworn to the Night's Watch.
yeah,
Yes.
because he feels like he has an obligation to protect the people that he has command over. Daenerys
Yeah.
similarly feels this pull back to Westeros, and she is resisting that pull right now to stay and help the people that she is in command of in Meereen.
Yes.
She feels that she has work to do.
Yeah, exactly. It's not that she never wants to go there. It's that like she wants to be a good queen in Marine. She wants to be a good Khaleesi before that, and that she can't just up and cross the narrow sea when she's doing stuff like that. Hmm.
So Zach, you got all the pieces.
So
Put it together.
like she gets visions that she believes are from Quaithe, but some people think they're from Euron. Maybe they're actually from the Mad Maid, who's trying to get her to come back because the Hightowers are banking on a return to the Targaryens to return their house to power. Because if they have Targaryen blood in some of their children, then presumably if Baelor Breakwind found another woman he didn't fart in front of and had kids. Those kids have an amount of Targaryen DNA, which is in short supply in Westeros. It will make them very, very good marriage options for Daenerys Targaryen, meaning they could get a Hightower on the throne, right? It would be the easiest thing in the world. Just one pregnancy later, and there's a Hightower.
Zach,
And
if I had a button to drop streamers from the sky, I would be dropping them right now. Oh no, Zach, you're roboting again.
oh no, hold on.
Uh-oh. Well, he's gone. All right, it's just us. We can talk about him now.
We're good. We're good.
Oh, he's back.
Okay. Apparently, with Discord giving me all the trouble in the world. Yeah. So that's the theory, right? That they are lighting the way for Danny to come back.
All right,
That
is
and that's
absolutely right.
The thing she remembers, like, you remember your house words, fire and blood, like all that stuff that like is in her dreams is uh just planning from the high towers to get power. I like it a lot. I like this theory quite a bit.
Well, now hold the phone, because there could be two ways that it's going, right? It could be to
Yeah.
gain power. It could be that the Hightowers, who seem magically inclined, they could have more like metaphysical White Walkery sorts of goals. We don't know.
That's true.
Right. We have no understanding of the Hightower motivations in the main series. We just don't know. But I am inclined to say I think that you're right. I think that given what we are seeing in Fire and Blood, in House of the Dragon rather, the Hightowers would really like to be on the throne.
For sure.
And Daenerys Targaryen is a good way to get there. Can I read to you the thesis of the theory? Because
please do.
Like all next to each other, it feels awesome and also crazy.
Please.
Baelor Hightower's name is Baelor Hightower. He is named for Daella's uncle, Baelor Breakspear. Leyton Hightower's first wife was Daella Targaryen. Because Daella Targaryen is the sister of Aegon V and Maester Aemon, this would make Leyton Daenerys' great uncle by marriage, and would make Baelor Hightower her first cousin twice removed. With the assistance of his daughter, Melora the Mad Maid, Leyton is using glass candle magic at the top of the high tower to communicate with Quaithe and Marwyn the Mage, open parentheses, Daella's nephew through his father Aerion Brightflame, close parentheses, to assist Daenerys Targaryen to return to Westeros. Leyton and Melora will light the way for Daenerys Targaryen to reclaim the throne.
Huh. Wow. I like this quite a bit.
Zach, it's batshit.
It is. It is quite bad shit.
Except that his name is Baylor, and I did not remember the Baylor Breakwind quote. You reminded me of that. It's not in the document.
I only remembered it because I looked him up online. I don't remember every fart joke that George R. R. Martin puts in his works, which is an amount, as we've discovered.
Like Oberyn Martell. Like Oberyn Martell makes sure that the reader is thinking about Baelor Breakspear while we are looking at a Hightower, while we're talking about a Hightower descendant.
Yeah, even if he isn't or doesn't have Targaryen blood, like all the things that need to be true for this theory to be true are true. That there is some amount of Targaryen connectivity with the Hightowers still to this day, because they're at least naming their kids for Targaryen names. That there is a member of the Hightower who is known to dabble in magic, and the glass candles are close enough to that person that they could use them. And all of a sudden, the Mad Maid could be the one telling Kenny to come back.
Uh-oh, Zach, you're roboting again.
No!
That was a really funny no. Zach, I think we should end the recording before you robot further.
I agree. I think that's where we'll call it.
But I kind of actually love it. Because you're right. Something weird is going on with the Hightowers. They didn't rebel in Robert's Rebellion, which you might have expected them to do after the Dance of the Dragons, which happened only, 3.5 generations prior?
It was like the story is passed on still, even if it's the wounds are very much not fresh. And also, notably, they had plenty of other opportunities to try and jump up and grab more power, and they have like a good position to do it from. If they wanted to, bash their head against the Tyrells to get more power, they probably could have came out on top of that. Yeah. Highgarden's impossible to siege, sure, but so is Hightower's not easy to siege either, and that is entirely just a way to get up in the world, is to defy anybody who you can and show them what for. That's what the Rains tried to do with the Lannisters, right? I'm not going to pay my damn taxes. What are you going to do about it? Oops. It's kind of remarkable that this once major player of the Game of Thrones has been sitting quietly, right?
Yeah, I think that you're right. I think it's weird.
And we've seen all sorts of evidence of other houses who have a history of aiming for power, continuing that tradition. That's the famous thing with the Boltons. Is the Boltons ancient in time has tried to overthrow the Starks, and lo and behold, what do they do when they get the first opportunity to overthrow the Starks?
They
overthrow the Starks,
right?
So
the only thing that stops that kind of thing, I think about Dorne, the only thing that stops that kind of thing is marriage.
Easier paths to power, right? Marrying in or council positions, which of course was also the Hightowers' claim to fame. That's how they got as powerful as they were in the first place. They played the marriage game well. They got important people in important positions. They set themselves up to gain more power. Why aren't they doing that again? It's not. Maybe they learned their lesson from the Dance of Dragons, but even then,
that seems
correct. The Targaryens didn't learn their lesson from the Dance of the Dragons. So it'd be really weird if the Hightowers did.
And we know, you don't name a character the Mad Maid and have her live up in a wizard's tower without planning something sick. Something's going to happen at the top of the Hightower. I think we're going to get glass candle revelations about Targaryen connections of multiple characters at the top of the Hightower. It's weird that Maester Aemon talks about Diella while they're on the way to Old Town. Right? This is all weird.
Yeah, absolutely. It is all quite weird, and
they could all, I'll be the first to admit this is a little tenuous, but it definitely tracks.
Yeah.
I kind of love it. Cam, this is kind of fantastic. Like
Cam, this is really great.
this isn't fantastic like a lot of our fantastic theories, which are, you know, stupid.
Yeah.
This is actually like a really cool explanation, a really cool answer to a question that I hadn't asked yet.
Yeah. And like what the what the Hightowers are up to is an interesting question that we have very little answer to.
Yeah, because
And it's probably like we know from George R. R. Martin's writing, like houses don't just T-pose during like, especially during like very like busy, turbulent eras of history. They are, you know, planting seeds and plotting things. The Hightowers are some of the best at that. There's no way in hell they're sitting out the crisis of a lifetime and not gunning for power.
yeah, there's no way they're doing nothing. Either they are protecting their family's interests, or they are trying to gain power again, or they're, you know, or they're magic.
Yeah, yes.
Which is also, let's never discount that possibility.
Never discount magic being the answer.
Let's see. Do I have anything else in here? Oh yeah. Oh shit. Oh my god, I forgot. Quote, Leighton was present at the tourney of Lannisport. There, his youngest daughter, Lynesse, was named the Queen of Love and Beauty at the tourney's end by, drumroll please, Sir Jorah Mormont.
What? Oh my gosh, you're right.
Yeah. Jorah Mormont is the Mad Maid's brother-in-law.
Huh.
What happened?
Wow.
What happened to Jorah's wife? Because I don't remember in the book. I remember in the show he says, "Oh, she's in another place with another man." But
Yeah.
that, after reading this, that seems like an inadequate explanation, Jorah. What's she up to?
And also, his weird sort of lust, love, overseeing of Dany that gets all mixed together. Maybe, you know, physical characteristics wise, it's reminiscent of his wife.
Quote, Lynesse Hightower and Sir Jorah Mormont's marriage ends with Lynesse as the chief concubine of Traegor or Malin in Lys, and Jorah remaining in Essos as a sellsword until he enters the service of Viserys Targaryen. Man, that sure would be one hell of a coincidence.
Yeah,
It could just be a coincidence, right? Because
it could.
the coincidences on that scale do happen, right? We do have people who just like people who are tenuously connected who do just bump into each other because you know there's only so many dang cities in this world.
But he did end up in the same area that the two living Targaryens were. That could be a coincidence by another like happenstance, which is that maybe the Hightowers are in on the Illyrio Varys plot, or maybe they're in on the Dornish plot, right?
Maybe they're up to something Targaryen-y.
Yeah,
and,
maybe.
And I like this idea, right? I like this idea.
Remember when young Griff is invading, he says he has friends in the Reach.
Fuck. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
And we know Dorne has its loyalty there from all the Dornish characters pretty much stating as such. There could be a conspiracy between some like old Targaryen loyalists to keep the Targaryens alive and prepared for a Targaryen to return to the throne. And for the Hightowers, it really doesn't matter which Targaryen it is, so long as they have those marriage opportunities, right?
As far as they're aware, as far as the Hightowers are aware, Well, now they do have magic. I was gonna say, as far as the Hightowers are aware, he is Aegon the Sixth Targaryen.
I correct. But, like, uh, it really doesn't need to be like they know he's fire, he's whatever he is. They might not care. They might just see, like, somebody on the throne who's going to need Targaryen legitimacy and Targaryen blood bridges. Oh no, everybody got to tell.
Zach, say beep boop.
Beep boop.
That was really funny, actually. Zach, I'm bailing on you.
That's a fair response.
Cam, thank you very much for
It's,
submitting this. It's kind of great.
it's kind of phenomenal. Yeah, love this theory.
Zach, say goodbye.
Goodbye.